it's a possibility. It's tough, but it's a possibility.
Yeah, Tony.
It can happen.
We've come so close. We
won it before.
Won it before Atlanta '96, and at Beijing, the same coach led this team, to the final, lost against Argentina. So I think if we are talking about pedigree, we should be one of the favorites if we qualify. That's if we qualify for the Olympics.
All right, let's talk about the women now. This is not a very good story to tell. For the women, just as it was 4 years ago, we are not going to be at the Olympics. And for Africa's best women's soccer team, this is a huge disappointment. And I'm looking beyond our failing to get the results, because we have the best league in Africa. We have the best league in Africa.
Debatable.
We have the best league in Africa. I mean, that's the truth. We have the best league in Africa.
Depends on who's telling the truth.
No. We have the best league in Africa. That's the truth. The league may not be, I mean, as organized as we want it to be to our own expectation. The South African league is just coming up, just a few teams. We have the best league. People come from outside, Cameroonians, they all come here to play. But what is the problem with us in terms of a structure for the women's game that will make us consistently be at championships like the Olympics and the World Cup?
Well, so you have hit the nail on the head. Going forward, for me, I don't want to dwell cry over spilt milk. We are not going to the Olympics. It's concluded. But I think going forward, the Nigerian Football Federation should also channel some of the energy they have put into the men's game in terms of of late capacity building, merchandising. Now we are
training club chairman on what to do.
Training club coaches.
Club coaches.
We were somewhere last week where Sharks Football Club of Port Harcourt they signed a contract with a shirt deal contract. These are some of the things the federation should assist the women's game. So that we don't have walkovers, so that the girls...
A lot of walkovers over the weekend.
Yeah,
a lot of walkovers.
The women will be busy, week in, week out. That is the way forward for me, because we are already out, but we must move forward. I think the issue really to him is the structures. And we need to commend the federation, like I said earlier, what they are doing for the men's team. The issue is the structures they put in place for these games to succeed.
For the women's game?
Yeah, we don't need to personalize issue like last weekend when the federation president was being vilified for going to London. I think the issue here is we have said it in the past. It's a conflict between personality and institution. And for me, I think...
If you bring stronger institutions.
Yeah, I want to go with institutions. No matter how brilliant you are, no matter how powerful, the institutions should outlive the personalities.
Absolutely.
What we do here is to glorify people. At the end of the day, they live on with nothing.
With which structures?
With nothing.
I think Obama said it very clearly when he said Africa needs not strong men, but strong institutions.
Absolutely.
Institutions will outlive anyone. As long as they are strong and
their capacity building should include women, because the quality of coaching,
is very important as well.
Yeah.
Because the quality of coaching will translate into the national teams. The players that are being coached at these clubs are the same ones that you are going to take to the national team. So if they have learnt little or nothing, how do you want the national team coaches to work with them?
Were we right to have told Edwin Okon to go the time?
Absolutely not.
You think it wasn't the right time?
I said it consistently on this platform. I thought it was the wrong decision. Oh, you can bear me witness.
Yeah.
I thought
you should have allowed him conclude these qualifiers, and then we have enough time after we've qualified for the Olympics
to make the kind of changes we want to, because the timing was extremely, extremely wrong. Okon might have his faults. He might not be everyone's favorite, but the timing of his release was very, very wrong. It destabilized the team, in my opinion. I think he, being the head coach, being the man who understands his team better, would have been in the best position to get us the result that we wanted. So I think the NFA shot themselves in the foot with that particular decision.
Let's come back to the issue of structures. What kind of structures would you want to see for the women's game? The guys are still struggling. Well, as you said, we can commend the NFF, the league management company, and everybody involved with capacity building, training of coaches and referees. We are seeing the results with the league and the results we get. What kind of changes are you looking at for the women's game?
Well, Tony, first and foremost, we've had it in the past. There was a time where
sponsorship,
a soft drink giant, as they are negotiating for the
guys,
they included
the women.
I think they should also do the same now, because if they have enough sponsorship, then other structures, other improvements will come into play. Then we're talking about improvement of coaches, like it's been done for the men's team. the players will also follow suit. Then there will be the money for even these club sides to have youth programs. So as the other the top players are moving up, then
there's a conveyor belt. Exactly.
These are the things we are talking about. Not talking about personality.
How many youth tournaments we even have for women in Nigeria? How many?
Like we have for the guys.
Like we have for the guys. How many school sports programs we have?
Principal Cup in Lagos has incorporated women.
Yes.
But we need a lot more of that at the center.
We need a lot more of that at the center. Because we need to deepen the pool of players that will come and represent. I think it was a few years ago, I think it was in Trinidad and Tobago, an entire national team at the Under-17 World Cup was made up of players from the secondary schools. I'm not sure whether it was South Korea or Japan.
So,
and those players will naturally transit to the national team. Maybe not all of them, but some of them. So, but they've shown that they have a pool, they have a structure whereby players are being replaced. Can we say the same thing? Well, the players that play for the clubs, where do we even get them from? So there's no structure. There's not, and we have to look at our marketing. Putting all our eggs in one basket, asking just one sponsor to sponsor all the leagues, I think is wrong. We should open up the space, allow people who have true interest in developing football to come forward.
Well, I think you guys have said it all, and I think the challenge is for the Nigerian Football Federation to toe this line. We need deliberate effort at the women's game, not just changing the coaches alone. We need deliberate grassroots development for the women's game if we must remain where we are as the best in Africa, because our problem is not that we're not the best in Africa. Our problem is we are not consistent. We go to the World Cup, we win the African Women's Championship this year, the next year we can't go to the Olympic Games. We go to the World Cup in one tournament, the next tournament we can't go to the All Africa Games. We need that level of consistency, and I hope that the Nigerian Football Federation, for all their efforts, will also begin to look strongly at all of these. Guys, let me read a few comments on Twitter before we go on a break and then bring in Toby Adepoju. Joseph Ashipo at J Ashipo 1969 says there's a gradual reawakening in our sprints with young lads like Sheye Ogunlewe. Sheye Ogunlewe's story is an interesting story. He was there when he was 19 and he was not happy that he was dropped because he ran 10.40. But 2 years down the line,
he's running 10.19.
Amazing. What can happen in 2 years from now? It could be running sub 10.
Yeah.
And it's a long time in Nigeria and ran sub 10. A long time.
Almost a decade
a long time ago. Sports analyst at Shy_Lake says congratulations to Arsenal and Arsene Wenger getting one over Jose Mourinho. Oladoja D.O. at Kunlele. That's interesting. Says the jinx is broken. Gunners for the EPL title. Tunde doesn't want to hear that. Tunde is a Liverpool man. Liverpool are you good enough for the title this season?
Absolutely. I mean, we have Benteke, Firmino. We still have the core of a good team. So, I mean, it's if you can be a contender, you can be a winner.
Ade Nipo Olumide at Mide Megan says our ladies would have done better with the former coach. Kudos to the guys. I won't stop demanding for the full table of the Premier League on your show. Okay, one day we'll try to get you the full table, but we are restricted for space by showing you just the top 4 and the bottom 4. That's what really matters, really. Those are the top and those are the bottom. But we'll try and get something for you. Darlington Amadi says the fear of the under-23 team forced Leroy into altering the stability of his team by continuously adding and subtracting players, and that's true. Because, I mean, kudos to Samson Siasia and the Nigerian Football Federation. They scouted Congo. They went to Ghana and saw Congo against Ghana. When they came to Nigeria for the first leg, it was a different team entirely from the one that played Ghana. And when they went for the second leg, it was a different thing altogether. And the fear of Siasia, no, we used to think that Leroy had our number. But I'm happy that we are getting one over. Keshi did it 2-0 in Point Noir last year.
Yes.
But now
eventually we didn't qualify.
Well, we didn't qualify, but we won in Point Noir. Yeah. So Leroy shouldn't come here and
consolation.
Leroy, we now have your number. I think that's the story. All right, I think we should go on a quick break now, guys. I want to thank you so much for your time. Onye is still staying with us, but Tunde is going. For those who accuse me of not allowing Tunde to say his mind, I think he said his mind a lot today. Or is there any other thing you want to say?
Well, I think there was plenty of.
Don't go and say.
No.
Okay,
there was plenty of drama on Twitter over the weekend about the NFA president being in London, taking selfies with the community shield and with the coach of the national team instead of being in point. No, sorry, I beg your in point now in